Looking 10 years back, now today, the latest study, most of the companies are moving into the cloud, not for cost saving, but it's mainly for agility and going faster. Even though it's a top challenge for IT decision maker on the business side, they don't see it as much, when in reality, cybersecurity should be a business matter.
In 2026, building a resilient enterprise requires moving past short-term technical patches to analyze concrete market trends and transforming IT infrastructure into a core strategic driver.
This is my message to all the leaders, is IT, be relevant to the business, speak business. Business leader, make sure IT is at the table and you all work together on the strategy.
Hello everyone, this is Kripa Anand and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. Today we are breaking down a decade of enterprise technology evolution, data sovereignty architecture and corporate IT alignment. In 2026, building a resilient enterprise requires moving past short-term technical patches to analyze concrete market trends, closing the execution perception gap, and transforming IT infrastructure into a core strategic driver. Joining us today is Alain Cormier, the Chief Executive Officer at NOVIPRO. Alain is a highly distinguished IT industry pioneer with over 30 years of deep corporate leadership and advisory experience. Under his guidance, NOVIPRO has scaled into a leading Canadian IT solutions powerhouse, recently joining the Nova Networks family to deliver a full spectrum of custom cloud, cybersecurity, and data strategy services. He is also the visionary architect behind Canada's premier longitudinal tech study, the IT Trends Report. So before further ado, let's welcome this very special guest. Alain, welcome to the podcast. Such a pleasure to have you with us.
Well, thank you, and it's a pleasure for me to join you for today's podcast.
Now, Alain, NOVIPRO has officially hit a massive milestone this year by publishing the 10th consecutive edition of your highly anticipated IT Trends Report. Firstly, a huge congratulations, and I'd love for you to educate our listeners about what major technology shifts have surprised you most over the last recent decade.
Well, before starting, if I can give you a brief highlight about the IT trend. So it started about 10 years ago. And the reason we decided to invest into the IT trend is there was no specific Canadian study helping IT decision maker making the right decision, understanding the trends in the market. So we started 10 years ago, and it was a give back that we wanted to provide. And now we are here 10 years later. To answer your question, when I'm looking at the evolution over the last 10 years, there are a few elements that are coming out. The first one is cloud.
Right.
The second one is data, so going from, let's say, BI to AI. The third one is the expertise within the IT department. And the fourth one, which kind of remains stable, it's cybersecurity, but still top of challenges. So if I start looking at the cloud first, if we go back 10 years ago, most of the company wanted to own their own environment.
Yeah.
And the main reason to move into the cloud was for cost saving.
Right.
And actually that piece was always surprising for us.
Right.
Just only looking at cost saving. Looking 10 years back, now today, the latest study, most of the companies are moving into the cloud, not for cost saving.
Right.
Still, there are some, but it's mainly for agility and going faster and a faster evolution. The other piece, it's completely reversed now. There's 56% of companies are planning to go in the cloud and only 44% owning their own equipment. Again, in 2017, it was reverse. It was 56% were
Oh,
planning to own the equipment and 44 being in the cloud. So this is big evolution, the trend moving into the cloud and the reason moving into the cloud. If I look at the expertise over the last 10 years, it was pretty much stable. This year, there is a big issue that is showing up in the IT department on the HR side, training, retention. And we see, compare for the last 10 years, a big jump into companies leveraging IT firm, external resources to support them. Even though as a service provider, it's a good news,
yeah.
I think it's important for a company to retain the expertise internally.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly spoke about BI to AI. There's a lot of trends that we saw. 10 years ago, we were talking about analytics, a little bit of advanced analytics. We saw a huge jump into the advanced analytics and how they're using AI today.
Right.
So a complete search. Go back 10 years ago, we weren't really talking about AI, and today is
I was about to
the
ask
subject.
that.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
everybody's looking into that. So those are the three major ones. The fourth one I was mentioning is cybersecurity. It's always been stable,
Right.
still top challenge, still part of top investment. But what I'm looking at today, it seems everybody said, well, you know what? We will be victim of something.
Yeah.
So even though it's a top challenge for IT decision maker on the business side, they don't see it as much, when in reality, cybersecurity should be a business matter, where IT, it's a major actor,
Right.
but it should remain on the business side.
Wow, very well articulated, and that's a very fresh perspective that you don't get to hear very often. I'd also love to touch upon the data sovereignty and how that is reshaping the cloud and the security part of it, as you mentioned as well. So please take this opportunity to educate our listeners about why has data sovereignty become such a critical business priority right now.
So when we're looking at data sovereignty, and actually, even though it's been 10 years and we're trying to keep most of the question in the IT trends similar so we can compare, every year we revisit the question and add new topics. So this year was the first time data sovereignty was part of it. And surprisingly enough, 77% of companies are saying that data sovereignty is more important today than 2 years ago. Mainly the geopolitical tension that we would see would appear. But if you look a little bit more into regulation, especially if you start looking outside Canada, especially in Europe, they're way more in advance than us on regulation regarding data. And closer to us, if you look at the province of Quebec with the Bill 25. So there's a lot of things that are changing about how you manage your data, how you manage personal information. So then we see clients investing more and more. And actually, it's 64% of the companies that are at least have one task in place now to reach that data sovereignty. I think looking forward, there will be more regulation. So it's important to know where your data resides, who controls it, and which government governs your data as well. And this is, company has to start looking into that. Part of the IT trend when I'm looking at it is most of the large organization started investing and they see value or they see a reason to act on data sovereignty. But for smaller organization, they're lacking focus on data sovereignty. And it's something they should start looking. Why the larger? Mainly they're present in other countries or other continents. So that's why they're focusing on it.
That makes a lot of sense. Again, very well articulated. When we talk about small and medium businesses specifically, I think with AI now into the picture, it has created a kind of leveling playing field for everyone, right? Earlier, everything that giants or the big corporates used to have, now SMBs have the same access in terms to the tools when we talk about AI, right? From that perspective, what do you think SMBs are, lacking focus on right now, except the data sovereignty part of it?
So And I will include, let's say, the small, medium businesses
Yes.
as part of it. Um, there's a lot of AI project going on, mostly based on data.
Right.
Um, it's not because you're doing Gen AI that you have a AI strategy.
Yeah.
So there's a small bunch of pilots going on, or it's more by department. So I think what the SMB market is missing is define their AI strategy.
Yes.
Okay, what will be the governance? And again, I was talking earlier about regulation. Well, that strategy and how you will manage your data is important. That you have a solid start. So when regulation will change, you'll be able to adapt. And this is based on discussion with clients today. They all want to try it. As you said, technology is available for
Right.
smaller organization, but they need to define their strategy. And this is where they're lacking today. Um, a lot of them wants to start AI project.
Yeah.
They've got pressure from what they're hearing, CIOs going in conferences, coming back saying, well, we need to do AI. But before just doing AI, you need to plan your strategy, define your governance, and then move forward.
Very interesting, because AI governance for SMBs is something definitely that is lacking in the market right now. Because there's one set of people who are at least thinking about the AI governance, whereas there are another set of SMB owners who don't know where to use the AI in the workflow as well, right? So there's a lot of gap in terms of awareness. Talking about awareness, one of the other things that you mentioned earlier in the podcast was cybersecurity is more of a business issue, right? More than an IT solution. So, from that perspective, why do you think the gap between cybersecurity and cybersecurity awareness and action still exist till date?
So I think there's a lot of action that are taking places. Companies are buying more and more tools.
Yeah.
Looking at this study, there are specific elements that we were reviewing, and depending on company size and location, some company invested more or less. Um, but I think company lack understanding the impact on the business. You can have all the tools and
Yeah.
integrate everything, but what happens if you get a ransomware? What's the impact on the reputation?
Yes.
As part of the study, there's 77% of company that has a business continuity plan. About half of them didn't test it in the last year, and smaller company doesn't have business continuity plan.
Yes.
Often they're putting all the focus on IT. So IT is responsible. Like I said, it's a business manner, and you need to understand what is the impact and what are the processes that you must maintain in order to keep on doing business. This year, we also saw almost double companies that are subscribing to a cyber insurance. But even if you have an insurance, it will pay the bills if something happens. Right. It doesn't cover all the reputation, all the business impact. So I think IT being a major actor in the cybersecurity, they need to make the business aware of what are the impact and why the business should be at the table with IT, planning about it and re-understanding the issue. Large organization, I think they already invested and it's there. But again, going in the SMB or smaller organization, this is where they need to be aware and not just count on investing in tools to cover it, but also to have a strategy. And the other thing is a little bit of disconnect. There's also, and based on discussion with clients, business or CFOs forget that you need to maintain solution that you deploy.
Right.
If you have new technology like AI that is available for businesses, well, that technology is also available for cyber actors.
Exactly.
So you need to maintain solution you've got. You need to evolve those solutions in order to protect the company. So cybersecurity investment or modernization should not be seen as an expense. Right? It's really it's an insurance policy. It's an investment to protect the business.
Definitely. Again, I'm loving this conversation, Alain. You're so passionate about what you do. How did you get to doing what you're doing today? Is this something that you were always interested in, even, growing up, or did you stumble upon this in your career?
I won't say my age, but when I started, IT was just starting. So is it by mistake or listen? I think I love technology, but I even more like to help businesses. And again, when we started 10 years ago with the IT trend, I said it earlier, we wanted to help IT decision maker making better decision and having their place at the table with the lines of business. Let's say for the last 25 years, I've been really involved in sales and consulting with clients. I always approach any technology project as what's the business need, what's the requirements, what's the impact on the business. 20 years ago, there was some, IT project, swap the floor. But today, it's rare that we will see a standalone IT project. It's always related to a business matter. And I think this is what drove me over the last 30-some years being involved, is really to see how we can help our client finding the right solution to fix their issue. Even though businesses are similar, they're all different. So you need to understand their driver, their needs, and adjust the solution and make sure you will have a business impact on their business.
That's amazing. So much more power to you, and it's incredible and, very important, the work that you do. To the enterprise executives, IT directors, and operations leads listening and watching. In 2026, treating cybersecurity as a basic firewall checklist is a catastrophic business risk. Alain and his elite consultants at NOVIPRO are completely redefining how Canadian businesses align their infrastructure with reality through the launch of the 10th anniversary IT Trends Report. This landmark piece of longitudinal research cuts through vendor hype to give leaders an unfiltered look at real-world data sovereignty metrics, the AI integration curve, and internal IT workforce constraints. Now backed by the combined multi-regional strength of the Nova Networks family, NOVIPRO delivers an operations-first framework to define, design, deploy, and manage your entire cloud ecosystem securely. If you are ready to stop guessing your risk posture and start investing where the Canadian market is actually heading, visit novipro.com today to download your complimentary copy of the report. Align your technology with a decade of proven data. It's time for a quick break right here, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll explore why cloud modernization has become a strategic priority for businesses looking to stay competitive.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back. Let's dive into how cloud modernization is helping organizations build greater flexibility, resilience, and long-term business growth. Now, Alain, you were there in the beginning of, the IT cloud space. You were there in the beginning of the AI space now. So let's do a little time travel before we wrap up. So imagine if I were to give you a time machine right now and we were to go 5 or 10 years into the future. When you get off the time machine, how exactly do you envision artificial intelligence taking over the IT industry? What do you think the reports 10 years from now are going to look like? So just a prediction. What do you think?
So I think AI, we're just at the beginning. Okay, I mentioned it earlier. I think we see a lot of pilots or projects within specific departments. I think AI will make companies, enterprise work differently, might even change the structure of companies. Today, AI will bring different departments to interact together, will bring new roles within companies.
Right.
You see more and more AI officer didn't exist 2 years ago.
Right.
So it will change the structure. It will, a lot of people are saying that it will replace jobs. I don't, it will.
But it will also create new ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, remember earlier I talked about the expertise within the enterprise. I think it's each company has the role to identify where they could repurpose resources.
Right.
So yeah, it will create new ones, or you can get your employees focused on more valuable projects instead of doing manual
repetitive
tasks or
tasks,
repetitive tasks.
Yeah.
So this is really where I see AI moving, but it will change the way we're doing business and will change the structure of the business. That's on the AI side. If I push it a little bit more, in 10 years, I think quantum computing.
It's going to be big, yeah.
It will be part of it. And again, we didn't touch it in the previous IT trend report, but certainly something that we're looking at. We're hearing a lot of things about quantum. There are companies that started to be quantum ready because there will be an impact on cybersecurity as well. So this is something that I foresee in the next 10 years evolving. And the third one, I didn't mention it a little bit earlier, it's all the regulation. So any project that you're looking today, keep in mind that regulation will be stricter than it used to be. And again, if you look at what's happening in other continents, and even though we're in Canada, our competitors are not strictly in Canada.
Yeah.
So you need to get ready. But there was a strong evolution in Europe about regulation. You're starting to see, we were talking data sovereignty in Africa. Data sovereignty is there now. There will be new regulations. So whatever you're doing today, it has to be flexible or agile. So then you can adjust over the next 10 years, because I think that will grow as well.
You've painted quite a picture there, Alain. The future definitely looks very promising. I'm loving this conversation. It is very intellectual. Definitely, we'd love for him to be back, hopefully, for a deeper discussion the next time. But for today, before we let you go, if there's one final piece of advice that you have for our listeners today, specifically for all the leaders who are confused between what steps to take, because there's just so much noise in the market right now. If you could whisper one thing into their ears, what would you say and why?
To the IT decision maker, make sure you're relevant to the line of business. Don't talk IT with them, talk business. If you speak IT with them, they won't understand. If you speak business, they will understand. So that's one thing. When we started 10 years ago, the IT trend, we wanted to promote IT at the table for strategy. Even though the statistics show us 87% of companies see IT being at the table, the strategy table. When you do the split between IT decision maker and non-IT decision maker, there's a gap of about 22%. For business leader, my message is, even 10 years ago, I was looking at companies and they were more and more dependent on technology. Today, companies are dependent. AI, if you don't jump in, you'll be late against your competitors. Bring your technology specialists to the table. Involve them. Don't wait until you made a decision to involve them. So this is my message to all the leaders, is IT, be relevant to the business, speak business. Business leader, make sure IT is at the table and you all work together on the strategy. Otherwise, you might spend money and don't get the return that you are expecting.
That's $1 million advice right there. Alain, it was such a pleasure having you on the podcast today. Thank you so much for being here and doing this with us.
Thank you very much. I did really appreciate.
All right, that was Alain Cormier from NOVIPRO, a masterclass in leveraging a decade of longitudinal tech data, navigating the massive data sovereignty shift, and understanding how to bridge the executive perception gap to drive corporate transformation in 2026. To all the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and visit CanadianSME.ca for more such resources. To learn more about how we are supporting the ecosystem beyond the platform, please visit the Canadian SME Small Business Foundation at smbfoundation.ca. A very special thank you to our partners, UPS, our shipping partner, and ADP, our HR partner, for their ongoing commitment to empowering SMBs across Canada. I'll see you all in the next episode. Kripa Anand signing off.